Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss something about cybersecurity, which is very important to this digital world nowadays. So what is a cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is made up of two words. Cyber means which involves technology that contains systems, networks, programs or data. Security means which is totally related with protection that includes system security, network security, and its application. So, here in this digital world, we should be aware of cyber attacks that can be extremely expensive for businesses. So, this is what cyber security actually was invented for. So, let us see what are the security goals that we can provide. Security goals are confidentiality, integrity, availability. So first aspect is confidentiality. So confidentiality means preventing disclosure of data to unauthorized party, trying to keep identity secure. And sometimes confidentiality is compromised by cracking poorly encrypted data or revealing sensitive information, and sometimes the data is posed to the man in the middle attack. So all these things comes under the confidentiality aspect. Second one is standard measures. What are the standard measures that we can take for confidentiality? So there are three important standard measures that we can take is data encryption. We can encrypt the data. And second one is two-factor authentication. We provide two-factor authentication so that our data is confidential. And biometric verification. Biometric verification involves having a thumbprint or giving a retina as the ID. Okay, so these are all the standard measures that we can take in order to keep our data confidential. Next one is integrity. So how we can provide integrity to our data? This can be done by providing some of the measures like data backups. We have to keep the data backups, and uninterrupted power supplies is must needed so that we can have our data safe. Then using file permissions, we have to provide file permissions to our particular data. Then cryptographic checksums has to be involved. Next is availability. So availability of the data has to be monitored, and you have to make sure that authorized parties are able to access the information when needed, and there is no other third party involved in this. Now let us see what all the model of security includes. So model of network security includes the following. First one is you have to design an algorithm for performing the security related transformation. Second one is generate the secret information to be used with the algorithm. Third, you have to develop some methods for the distribution and sharing of secret information. And fourth one is you have to specify the protocol to be used to achieve proper security. Attack taxonomy means it's a systematic categorization of cyber attacks based on their characteristics, and also techniques and goals are involved. So two types of attacks are there, active attacks and passive attacks. Active attack directly interferences with the system. It involves modifying the data, disrupting the services. Whereas passive attack focuses on monitoring the data and interacting the data without actively changing it. So active attack is more detectable than passive attack. So let us see different attacks here. Man in middle attack is a kind of attack where an attacker intercepts and potentially alters the communication between the two parties. The next one is denial of services. Here, the attacker overwhelms the system so that legitimate user will not get access to the data. So he floods the system so that the person will not get the data, who is actually intended to access it. Next, we have data manipulation. Here, the data manipulation attack involves modifying the data. Then, you can see another type of active attack, which is called as masquerade attack. Here, in the masquerade attack, attacker pretends to be someone else and exploits users or systems. He actually manipulates the systems. And eavesdropping is a kind of passive attack which actually happens when unauthorized party secretly listens to private communications between two or more entities. So here, a third party is accessing the data without permission, and actually they don't understand. The entities will not come to any conclusion that the third party is involved here. So these are some kind of attacks which is happening in the organization. What are the security services that can be involved? Security services that can be involved are, first one is authentication. So what is authentication? Authentication is the process of verifying whether someone is the valid person to log in to the system or not. Verifying the identity uses an ID or an account number or email ID. It is nothing but confirming whether the person is the valid person or he is a scam. Second one is access control. Access control means prevention of unauthorized use of a resource. So sometimes a resource is meant for only the person who is authenticated. Okay. So it is meant to that person only. But some other person, third party, they want to access that particular data. So at that time, access control helps in the prevention of unauthorized use. Third one is confidentiality. So what is confidentiality? Confidentiality is nothing but protection of data and also protecting the traffic flow from the analysis. Here you are uh, seeing that third party is not analyzing your data without your permission. Fourth one is integrity of the data. Integrity of the data deals with a stream of messages and assuring that there is no duplication, modification, reordering, or replaying of the messages that you are sending. Fifth one is non-repudiation. Non-repudiation prevents a sender or receiver from denying a transmitted message. Another important concept in cybersecurity is cryptography. Cryptography is the practice and study of techniques for secure communication. It involves using mathematical algorithms and keys to transform information into an unreadable format. That is also called as encryption, and back again into readable format, that is called as decryption. So basically, cryptography uses encryption and decryption in order to protect the data. So this cryptography is very essential in network security. And there are several malicious attempts to bypass the security of cryptographic systems that is happening, is also called as cryptographic attacks.